Hi, you're in my man cave, and I thought perhaps I'd just like to show you a little bit around. It's a mess right now, and the reason for that is I'm in the process of working on a gun stock, which is probably just in picture. That's this one. It's a Boyd's RIA stock for the Swiss K31, and this is the thing that's taking all my time at the moment, trying to make sure that I've got birchwood Casey true oil everywhere and not too much. So that's keeping me rather busy. I think I'll just show you just the one or two corners, or take you through this very tight space and show you what's what. Okay, so I'll just take the camera off the tripod and go to handheld, and then you'll be able to see. 1 second. Yeah. So here we are. Here we're just gone to handheld. So what you can see is a long bench, which is 4 meters long, or 13 feet long. And on the bench are various objects. The one that comes to mind right now is this thing. This is my rifle rest. I think you've seen that once before. And this is something I made out of some surplus wood that they had at the local DIY store, and so finished it with some what they call work surface oil. I suppose that's a bit similar to true oil, but supposed to be more durable, I think, for people who are cutting and spilling and whatnot on work surfaces. And just next to that, or sitting on there, is a pistol rest that I made about a week ago. Perhaps I could do little videos about how I went about making these things. Panning back, you can see one or two tools, a lamp, my birchwood Casey true oil kit for stock finishing, and there in the background you can see my my little tool I made for grinding the recoil pad at the right angle. This thing is something that I had to make because I couldn't find anybody or any shop which would export the Miles Gilbert fixture, which Midway advertises, amongst others. There are other brands, but I also couldn't find shops which would export those. So there we go. I had to make one. Because I work full time and sometimes tired in the evenings. Altogether it took me about 3 weeks to put that together, but there's no rush, so that's it doesn't matter that it took so long. Some more tools lying around. Here we go to the little coffee machine, which I'm borrowing. It's not mine. And the coffee and creamer things. That's all the little screws and whatnots that you always find you haven't got the right one for. So your collection increases until one day you do find you don't have to buy any more. And this is a kind of skateboard tape in a row, in a roll rather, which I might use on a pistol grip or on rifle grip. I'm lucky enough to have water in my man cave, in my workshop, and so I've got a nice stainless bowl there. And there's my tripod, which started the sequence. Moving over to some spanners, which are useful when working on bicycles. And bicycles is the next topic here, because as you see, there are quite a few heaped in the corner. The first one is a Panasonic hybrid with mountain bike type gears that I bought about 18 years ago, and because I always take care of my things, it looks like new. Behind that we have my mountain bike, which is a Arrow brand, has since been bought by, the brand has been bought by Trek. And behind that is my partner's mountain bike, which is a Scott. And behind that is my Carbon Racer, which is a Trek. And then we have a stand on which bikes can be repaired. So it's quite a cool thing. You can put some tube, clasp it in that clamp right up top. The thing itself is height adjustable and also angle adjustable, so you can rotate the whole bike as you wish and work on various aspects of it. We're followed by this very tall rack. Here is my pride and joy, which I received for Christmas, my super Dremel kit. That's a Dremel 4000, very powerful, 175 watts. And under that is a music system which I like to use when I'm working. And under that, all kinds of cleaning and lubrication materials and fluids. Under that, some spare bits of wood, battery chargers, bits of foam, some electro tools and such like. And right down at the bottom, cables, an air pump for a car, a vacuum cleaner to keep the place tidy. And now going over to the collection of machines. Here's a band sander, a belt sander rather. Can't quite get the term right from German. Behind that is a stand, a drill stand, using a conventional hand drill. Before that is a grey plastic box containing a battery-driven screwdriver and low power drill. And here's a vise which you've seen on the Ruger bolt release short sequence. The necessary cans of Ballistol and WD-40, and my I think it's Brunox, which is also used for cleaning weapons, and this can of work surface cleaner or work surface oil. You can see one or two photos on the walls, and these are from earlier times as I was a very active motorcyclist. This one is taken on a mountain pass. On good weather days, there's a photographer who waits up there. He takes one shot of the motorbike and one shot of your number plate, and then in Switzerland you can look up who the owner of the vehicle is according to the bike number or car number. And so he sends it to you and asks, do you want a copy of the photo? And here's another one of me. This is on the Ducati 916. More or less at the same spot on that mountain. So this was my deep love, this Ducati, which unfortunately my wife, soon to be ex-wife, decided I didn't need anymore and forced me to sell it. This is just a general picture, I think, from Route 66, or maybe you say Route 66. Rather nice black and white photo of, I think it's a museum on Route 66. And then to complete the sequence of pictures, I can see it's behind the lamp. I have to move the lamp. This is me on the Suzuki GSX-R 1100 somewhere in Germany in the Black Forest, which is this is a pretty cool bike too, albeit very heavy, much too heavy. The modern ones, the GSX-R 1000 is much the kind of weight that bikes of this kind should be, around 200 kilos. That one that I was riding was about 265, which was, in my opinion, too much. There you go. So I think, more or less, apart from the drawers full of tools, let's start with this one, or socket sets and whatnot. Various hand tools, things for punching, things for gripping, whatnot. This one is things for cutting, so sharp blades, some chisels, some half-round chisels, and drill bits and thread cutters. Get that out of the way. Here are miscellaneous bits, screwdrivers mainly, and a soldering iron. And last but not least, more cutting things, or let's say shaping things. Here are a selection of files and rasps of various kinds, plus about 3 or 4 saws. So that's how I keep my tools. Keeps them clean. And then in this set of drawers we have things for measuring. So my electronic vernier gauge here. This is in this little case is a electronic scales or balance. And then incongruously there are things for polishing in here. I don't know why I keep that there. And right at the back, another soldering iron for fine work. Coming down one, we have a lot of cycle tools now. So all these are specific cycle tools, talcum powder there, reflective things, abrasive to clean up the wheel rims, CO2 for pumping up the tyres, and various inner tubes and whatnot. And in this row, last but not least, various things that I can't find room for anywhere else. So car light bulbs and the manuals of motorcycle and various electronic things like pulse watch. So let's close that one. The other one is really more full of rags and stuff. As you can see by this chair, it's adjustable to height, so you can sit and work at the bench, or you can stand at the bench, which I find very important. And we're just catching a glimpse now of my favourite tool, which is this Stanley workbench, which is a collapsible thing with wooden jaws, and that's very useful for working around the house. So I think we've more or less covered the whole thing. Let's go back. Sorry if you're getting seasick. Just to have a look at the how the way this Boyd's stock is coming on. It's looking not bad, I would say. There are some spots I've missed. I'm going to try without resanding the whole thing, I'm going to try and just add True Oil to those spots I've missed and see if that works. But the idea is not to have a high gloss finish at the end. The idea will be to have, I must say it does look good, doesn't it? The idea is to have it in a rather matte finish. So I'll be using the stock conditioner, which is supplied in the kit, to take off the high gloss finish and provide a matte finish. But first of all I need to have this completely covered with True Oil and all sealed before I apply that. So here's the barrel channel coming down to where the action sits, and it's got quite a high comb, as you can see, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go with this, shooting it in the not too distant future. I think the range opens in March, so I'm looking forward to being one of the first down there and getting it sighted in. So yeah, I think as Randy Boyd says in one of his videos about finishing his stocks, after the finishing comes the bragging, and that I hope is something I will feel I will want to do when this is finished. But I must say I'm pretty pleased with it. The last coat didn't look at all like this, and I had to sand. I used a circular motion with 400 grain, which is very fine, basically to level everything, and then wiped it all off with a one of these microfiber cloths, which I think it does very good. It does a good job of removing lots of dust, and that seems to have done the trick, I must say. It's really come up very nicely, and it seems to be quite a uniform finish, even at these points. Let's see if I can come in closer. These points where actually you're, of course it's swinging, so it's going to make it difficult for the camera. Yeah. This is where the laminate is actually all edge on, so we haven't got, like at the sides, we've got laminate the flat side of the laminate. Here we've got the edge of the laminate, and I must say the finish seems really good, and I have to put all the credit down to Birchwood Casey's True Oil, because I regard myself as not being very gifted in working with wood, and the finish is absolutely astonishing. It's something that I've really not been expecting. So I'll give an update, of course, when this thing looks like it might be finished. And I'll start fitting the action in, getting the screws in and so on. I think what I might do is to buy some more screws and to black them myself, to blue them myself rather, because originally the screws for the K31 are not blued, they're natural colour, natural steel colour. So there we go, that's my focus at the moment, as you've noticed, is this stock, Boyd's stock, the RIA Sporter stock for the K31, and the finish, as you can see, is not brown, but it is the black and grey laminate, black and pepper, I think they call it, or pepper laminate. And I must say I'm really very pleased with it. It's come out lovely, or lovelily, because it must be an adverb. There you go. Yeah. So, I think I'll stop boring you with this, and we can go to another topic some other time.